Today we're going to be installing a TRD Pro Grill from Toyota Pro Shop onto a second gen Tacoma. First step here to pull this grill off is that we have these plastic clips. There's going to be one on the end here and one on the opposite end of the same spot. There's also two 10 millimeters or Phillips head screws. Once we get those off, we should be able to yank this thing straight out and it'll come apart. So a good tip that we have here is just to get these clips undone is use a small little flathead screwdriver, and then you can just stick that underneath here and give it a little twist and it just pops itself right up. We just pull those out. We also found that there's another clip that I didn't tell you about earlier, and it's down below. It's pretty much down right about in this area underneath. It's kind of hard to see down there. All right, so a little tip trick here is to actually pull these black levers up a little bit because the plastic sleeves stick up and into it. So if you lift that up and over those clips, now that it should be free, now you should just be able to yank it off. There we go. So there's 12 of these T20 screws. That's the last one I've got to do. One is there, we've got one there, there. They just are kind of all around this edge here, and then all the way up. And then there's clips on clips on clips that we have to actually undo all over the place, even in this the Toyota grill inside of here. All along the front, all these white ones are all these clips that we actually have to undo. So that's going to be the next step after I pull that one last screw, is trying to figure out how to get these clips out of here. So we're pulling this black section off of the white outer valance, and what we've been using are either some needle nose or a screwdriver. And I'll show you how we were doing it. So these tabs here, mainly what we've been doing is we kind of just been grabbing onto the black part and pulling it away from the tab and just pushing it down so that it slides down and underneath the locked tab. A screwdriver is good for these sections here where it's really narrow, and you actually have to push this little tab backwards and slide the black section up and over it. So that's how we've been pulling this thing apart. We're pretty much at the spot now where this whole black section is going to be pulled away and out of this, and all we're going to be left with is the white valance from underneath. Took a second and actually cleaned up the inside of this. It was a little dirty, but you know, it's not ever going to be seen. And then we actually wiped down the inside surface of the truck as well. So now we're going to take our black inner valance section and we're just laying that over the top, and really you just push it down and snap it back into place. It's as simple as that. And then we're going to run all of the screws back into place all the way around so that it just holds it down just like it was from factory. So the next step here is to install this Toyota emblem, and that's a really simple thing. You just kind of make sure you orientate it correctly, and then there's actually grooves cut into the plastic here for you to set this into. So you just set it down and into there, and then there's going to be 8 screws around the end, and they supply you with all that hardware, and we're just going to screw this into place. So we got the Toyota logo or name inside of the grill. It looks all pretty and nice. Now we're going to snap this guy into place, and to do so you got to pay attention to all these tabs along the bottom here. They go into all these little tiny slots down in this area. So you're going to have to line those up well, along with this longer tab that's up in this area is going to go through the hole over here. So you've got to line this up really well and slide it into place, and that's what we're going to do now. There we go. That's it right there. Steps here to do are install the clips down below, install these clips on the outsides, and then put the screws back in, and your grill is on and done, and it looks great. Appreciate you watching. Make sure to check out Toyota Tacoma for all these upgrades, and hammer down on that subscribe button to follow along with the Snail Trail 4x4, and don't forget, keep crawling.